Hello. Actually, I'll just stick in the mic. Hi. I hadn't actually planned on doing anything more to this painting of the Cyclamen until daylight, but then I just picked up the ink and the stick and I thought actually I could do a bit of drawing. I don't know whether I prefer daylight or the artificial light in these flowers, but I'm enjoying doing the drawing just now anyway, so I thought I'd just hook you up and let you join in. The only thing is, I said to you, Helen, that I'd try and get it closer, but I have it attached to the door for now, and rather than change it now, I'm going to leave it. I think it's not too bad, but I would like to get it closer in daylight, especially when you can see a bit more of the detail. Because I think when I use the reverse camera, it's a little bit blurred, and I can't zoom in. Anyway, this was when I did ages ago, and I just changed it today a little bit while looking at these cyclamen. Okay, so I'll just carry on doing what I was doing there, which is a kind of spontaneous drawing session over what's already here, which is just some acrylic shapes painted on to describe the space that the flowers are occupying, and some acrylic, high flow acrylic. Is what I used for the pot there. The orange pot was really bright in daylight. But I'm being fairly kind of free, I suppose, with this one. I'm just letting the painting tell me what it needs more than faithfully representing every single thing I'm seeing in front of me. And that feels good, actually. I think if I was to do that all the time, it would become a little bit hollow or something. I like working from observation, but I also like, as David Hockney says, cheating for the sake of beauty. When you cheat for the sake of beauty, you know you're an artist. And I don't know if it's for the sake of beauty or just imagination, but I want to I like bringing in things like collage and different surfaces, but on top of that I do like to still be faithful to the drawing as well. So that's what this is about, really. It's kind of refinding stuff, the shapes of the petals and things. And that's also a very enjoyable activity for me. I really enjoy trying to position things and being curious as to what size one part is in relation to another and all of that. It's quite a joyful process, really. Or kind of satisfying, getting the teeth into what's happening right here in front of my eyes. And we spoke yesterday about how the ink has an unpredictable line, so it can be thick when you don't expect it to be and then suddenly disappear. So I'm kind of working with that a little bit here. And because I wasn't sure whether I'd look up at it or look straight across at it, I'm kind of half, my knees are bent a little bit and then kind of leaning over it, so it's a bit of an exercise, a physical kind of exercise as well. So I need to watch for any tension arising in my body, my shoulders now, especially when I'm holding the stick like this, I can't do it for very long without getting a sore shoulder, so that's quite a good way of keeping me lively, I suppose, in the drawing too. The last sunflower video I did, I realised I had put the mic onto my jumper, but I hadn't put it into the iPad. So I was thinking I was nice and loud, and actually you can hardly hear my voice again. Sometimes those little glitches happen, don't they? You're thinking 50% of the time. No, maybe not 50. Okay. Do you know, I was lying on the couch there, I was almost asleep. And water's so good. Actually, I had a swim in the reservoir this evening. Very different now with the water level having dropped so much, but also in contrast to the sea swim yesterday. The reservoir has got a very muddy ground to it now. I kind of like it though. It feels quite welcoming. Like when the water level is higher, it's the stones that you'd be walking over as you go into the water. Whereas now when you get into the water, it's mud underfoot. As I say, I feel it's kind of welcoming. I've been drawn to work with clay, and when I came out of the reservoir today, there was a big lump of clay stuck to my knee. I was kind of crawling out a little bit, or just, you know, staying low to the ground as I got towards the edge. It was really warm. Actually, the water was really warm. But anyway, a lump of clay stuck to my knee, and it reminded me, oh, I must get some clay, because I had the urge last week to start, just playing with clay. I thought I wouldn't get the air hardening clay because I like the terracotta clay that you can fire, but I don't think I'll fire it. It'll just be for fun. I like that because it seems to be a bit more pliable at least in my memory anyway, when I used to use it. I remember making clay heads when I first did the teaching course and was on work experience in high school in Passage West. It was Passage West in Cork. That's where it was a great school actually. I really enjoyed it. And we made clay heads. I made clay heads with the pupils. They were brilliant. And so I don't think I've used clay since then, really, have I? Don't think I have. Except to pick up a few lumps of soil now and then from outside and make something. So this now is the flower that's in front of all the others. Been like a disco upstairs tonight. Lily had she's got coloured lights, I think, because there's like a window above her door and I can see these flashing lights. It's like a strobe lights in a concert. And she's been playing her music loud and then singing along with it. She's got a great voice. It's really lovely to listen to. And she's got a great kind of energy about her. Not so much in the morning. Sometimes in the morning, but more, we're kind of like that. The two of us get a bit livelier as the night goes on. And it's not a great, like we'd be dancing around the place and then next thing, it's 12 o'clock or something. I sound like a very irresponsible mother there now. But I don't have much of an influence over early she goes to bed anymore anyway. Don't know if I ever had really. But she's determined to get up in time for first class tomorrow in school. So we're going to try and make that happen. Anyway, I'll come back to the music. It's such a pleasure to hear her singing. Top of her voice, like. Remember when we lived in the old house, we had a neighbour who used to be a tenor. He used to sing, not semi-professionally. Jim McNish was his name. He was a great gardener as well. Anyway, he used to say, "There's one of yours is a really lovely singer." I think it was Lily he was listening to over the hedge when she was about 3 or 4, because he said she's got a good voice. Jim died a few years ago. He was a very good neighbour to us. You probably can't see a thing. I wonder if I'm even in front of you, for goodness sake. When I'm drawing, I wonder if my head gets in the way. Yeah, every summer we would be invited in to the greenhouse to see all the tomato plants and to test all the different varieties. He used to grow them from seed, and they were delicious actually. But he'd have like 20 or 30 huge plants in the greenhouse, and loads more on the way, small ones. There was always a hive of activity in that greenhouse. And he used to grow sunflowers as well, and he'd take a photograph of the girls beside the sunflower each year, because one year I think it was when Hope was about 3 or 4. No, she would have been 4 or 5, I suppose, when we moved there. And the sunflower was really tall. And it was gas to see Hope dwarfed beside it. Is that you, Erin?
No, it's Phil.
Oh, hey. Maybe it's a couple of more leaves over here. Do you know, I'm going to turn off that now and I'm going to bring you closer for the next one. Thanks for tuning in so far.